Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Vinyl Den, your channel for record collecting by record collectors. I'm Nick. Today I'm going to be talking about some really cool record stores that I checked out while I was vacationing in Florida. There's a bunch of links down below. Make sure you go check them out. There's links for the Vinyl Den Facebook group, for the merch page, for the Spotify and Apple Music weekly playlists we put together, and also the Patreon page. So make sure you go check all that out. Of course, if you enjoy the episode, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I release new episodes. So I recently went on vacation with my family down to Orlando. Actually went down to Disney for a week. And initially, I didn't think I was going to have time to kind of venture off and look for any records, to go to any of the record stores down there, which is something I typically try to do when I'm on vacation. But we ended up having a day off in the middle of the week where we didn't have anything planned. We weren't going to any parks or anything like that. So I decided to venture out and try to check out some of the local stores. But I wasn't going to have a whole lot of time, so I was really only going to go. I'd only initially planned to go to one record store. And so I got online, was looking to see what everyone thought was the best record store in the area. Checked out a couple of different websites, went to Facebook, poked around on a couple of Facebook groups, and everyone kind of kept pointing me back to Park Ave CD, which looked like a really great store. So I definitely wanted to hit up that one. But I also saw that there was a Smart Punk in the area, which I bought from Smart Punk a couple of different times online through the website. They always do a bunch of great exclusives. I've got some great records from them. I didn't actually know that they were a real brick and mortar store, and I didn't even know that their store was located in Orlando. So as soon as I saw that, I knew I needed to hit up Smart Punk also. So I decided to go to just those two stores. And then my oldest son, he's actually a senior in high school. He actually had some of his friends that were going to be in Daytona Beach that week. So he asked me if I would drop him off at the bus station so he could take the bus up to Daytona and go hang out for the day. So I thought it was a great opportunity for me to, just drive him up there. It's only like an hour and 20-minute drive or so from Orlando. So I drove him up to Daytona Beach and dropped him off. And then on the way back to the highway, I just happened to drive by. There was a sign on the side of the road, or a canopy on the side of the road. It said either vinyl and CD or CDs and vinyl, and kind of caught my attention. So you know what? I'm in the area. I might as well stop and check out this store also. So the name of the store is Atlantic Sounds Vinyl and CD. They do this really cool little punch cards that, I know a lot of stores have been doing these over the last several years, but when I walked in, man, they had a great CD selection. I went through the CDs for a little while. Of course, I'm a big punk fan, so I was really impressed by their big punk selection they had there. They had a great rap selection also, of course, a great rock selection. And, I could have easily spent several hours just going through their CDs and new vinyl. And then I walk over on the other side of the store. It's looks like they've got they rent out the space next door to the record store. Also, you walk over next door, and it's just an absolute ton of great used records. And everything seemed to be, at least all the used stuff, seemed to be in really great shape. I kind of flipped through some of the bins. I kind of went back and forth on some of the used stuff. I ended up not getting any used stuff. I did grab 2 new records though, but I could have easily spent at least 3 or 4 hours digging through that record store. And I thought the prices were pretty respectable on used stuff and on new stuff. Even some of the stuff they had up on their grail wall I thought was pretty well priced for some of the other stuff I've seen in all the record stores. So I did pick up the new 50th anniversary pressing of Honky Chateau. You can see from the sticker, I paid $40 for it, which I think it's kind of the going price of a lot of record stores. But so I grabbed that one, and I also grabbed, I can never say the name of Ghost's second album, so I'm just going to say I picked up a copy of Ghost's second album also. But if you're ever down in the Daytona Beach area, definitely check out Atlantic Sounds. Like I said, I was highly impressed with this record store. It's definitely one that I'll go to again when I'm in that area. So then I took the trek back down to the Orlando area to go check out Smart Punk. And when I got there, I was actually kind of surprised. It doesn't say Smart Punk or anything out there. As you can see, I'll put a picture up here of what the storefront looks like. It just says record shop, and it's got the little brain, which is the Smart Punk's logo, which if you don't know, I guess you really don't know what it is. But it's not a really big space, but I was really surprised by some of the stuff in there. Of course, they had a great record selection. They did have a selection of Smart Punk exclusives, which I did grab a copy of the Less Than Jake Anthem Smart Punk exclusive, which it wasn't a bad price either, $25 for it. It's of course Less Than Jake. They're a Florida band, so I kind of expected there to be some Less Than Jake stuff in there. And they did. When you walk in, I did notice they had some pretty cool like out of print records that were framed up on the wall, which weren't for sale, but their Grail wall, man, they had some great releases on there. The one that really kind of caught my attention is they had a copy of the first pressing of Danzig's first album up there. Something you don't come across a whole lot out in the wild. I got a bootleg of it, so I wasn't going to drop the couple $100 that they wanted for it. But man, I really considered it because, like I said, it was just in pristine condition. Looked absolutely mint. Looked like it had never been played before. But for a couple $100, I think I was good with the bootleg I've got. But it's the same with Atlantic Sounds. It's definitely a store that next time I'm in the Orlando area, I will absolutely stop in there again because like I said at the beginning, I didn't have a whole lot of time while I was out. I didn't want to spend my entire day off out record shopping when I'm supposed to be out with my family. So I didn't want to spend too much time there, but I definitely could have spent more. And then I finally made it over to what everyone told me was going to be the best shop in that area, Park Ave CDs. And yeah, I was not disappointed. When you first pull up, it doesn't look like a whole lot. It's in this like little strip mall. It doesn't really look all that impressive on the outside. But then you walk in, man, and it's an absolute treasure trove of records. Like I said, I was really impressed with it. I want to take a bunch of pictures while I was inside, but even though it was a Tuesday afternoon, there's a bunch of people there, and people tend to get kind of funny when you start taking pictures of them out in public. So I decided to kind of, I'll just use some stock photos off of their social media account, show you some of the great stuff in there. But they've got this down the middle aisle where they've got all the records. They've got it just lined up at the top of the bins with all these box sets. And there's a ton of box sets that I have not seen out in the wild, a couple of them in a few years. So like I said, just a great batch of box sets you don't come across every day. And then you walk down their end. I did take a picture of their Grail wall because I waited for everyone to kind of clear out from there just so I could get a good shot of it, because I was really impressed by some of the stuff they had up there. Kind of go along with some of those box sets that you don't really come across every day. Up on the top shelf, you got the Pantera box set. You got the Black Sabbath Ozzy Years box set up there. They also had, I couldn't tell if it was an original pressing or official pressing or an unofficial pressing of Anima by Tool up there, an official pressing of Hail Satin by the DGs or the Foo Fighters. They had a copy of Alice in Chains self-titled up there. Like I said, just a bunch of great records that you don't come across very often, all up on one wall in this one store. And it wasn't just records that they had. They had a great CD selection. Like I said, along the same lines, a lot of stuff that you don't see every day. They had a bunch of it there. They had CDs, they had some cassettes, they had a lot of the other stuff you find in some other multimedia kind of stores. They had a lot of like Funko Pop stuff. They did have some books and magazines in there also. Just really a cool store. I will say that over the last 5 or 6 years that I've been going around and checking out all these different record stores in different cities and different states, Park Ave CD is easily one of the best ones I've been to. And the same thing with the other two stores that I went to. Their pricing was really great. There was nothing that I looked at in the store that I was really kind of like blown away by how much money they wanted for them. Everything, like I said, was really reasonably priced. I did pick up a copy of Wolves and Wolves Clothing by NoFX. I paid $21 for this. I think this was just recently repressed or reissued by NoFX. The one album I was really surprised I came across, and I guess it's getting reissued. I don't know how widely it's being reissued, but it's an album that has not been available for the last several years. And it easily goes for $80 to $100 on Discogs. It's an album I've wanted for a while. This is the Wallflowers, Bringing Down the Horse. This is the 20th anniversary pressing. Like I said, goes for $80 to $100 online. I paid $28 for it in the store. But like I said, I've seen it over the last couple of days kind of pop up on some other sites too. So I think it's slowly getting reissued. Like I said, I don't know how widely it's being reissued, but it's a fantastic album and one I've been looking for a long time. So if you're ever down in the Daytona area, definitely make sure you stop by and check out Atlantic Sounds. Like I said, I could have spent several hours in there going through stuff. Just a great collection, and it looks like a great store just to kind of dig through, especially all the used stuff that they had in there. And it seemed like some really knowledgeable guys running the place too. And then if you're in Orlando, Smart Punk and then Park Ave CDs are both great stores also. Well, that's all I got for today, guys. Thanks for checking the show out. Make sure you drop me a comment down below. If you live down in this area, what are some other great record stores that people should definitely check out when they're down in Orlando, Daytona, down that area of Florida? Because when I was looking around online, there looked like a bunch of great stores down there. But let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give me the old thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below. That's all I got. Until next time, keep on spinning. Peace.